My name's Matt Cook, and because I know this is going to be hard for you to believe at first, I swear, under penalty of perjury, that the following is a true account of my discovery that lets anyone restore their metabolism to that of a teenager. So let's jump right into it. For a moment, I want you to go back in time. Remember when kids would eat pizza, cakes, donuts, and sodas and be thin as a rail? And remember when you became a teenager. Remember how most teenagers back in the day could eat anything, huge amounts of literally any food, and still be thin and fit. And finally, remember as a teenager when you discovered your sex drive, your sex abilities, and how often you would test things out, so to speak, by yourself just for the fun of it? Remember how intense that rush was, how toe-curling and powerful, and how you could get hard and do some business by yourself many times a day without any problem? So let me ask you a key question. What is the one difference between the you of today and the you of then when you were a kid or when you were a teenager? The difference between then and now is one word: metabolism. As we age, our metabolism slows down. Simple as that. Every scientist agrees. Aging is a matter of slowing metabolism. But if you restore the metabolism that you used to have, now in one fell swoop, your metabolism is the same as a teenager. So you've become biologically younger. With restored metabolism, you're now eating whatever you want: pizza, steaks, mac and cheese. And you notice as each week you put on your belt and you take it in a notch because you're losing that belly so fast. You're going to need smaller pants soon. With restored metabolism, once again, you notice as you gain astounding sexual powers. You're horny and erect all the time thanks to youthful levels of testosterone. You now have your pick of any number of hot younger women, giving them a run for their money they've never seen because you have the sexual powers of a teenager with the experience of a mature older guy. The world is truly your oyster now. And you also notice that thanks to your restored metabolism, you now focus better, you stay mentally alert, and you can accomplish mental work that leaves younger guys glassy-eyed. And physically, you're noticing the outline of muscles you haven't seen in decades. Thanks to your restored metabolism, you see how you're bulking up nicely without ever setting foot in a gym or doing a single push-up. You're experiencing all the benefits of restored metabolism: losing fat, newfound mental abilities, extraordinary sexual powers, and muscle gains without work. And remember, every scientist agrees restoring your metabolism to youthful levels is the true fountain of youth. Harvard University's Dr. David Sinclair says, "We're finding that aging isn't the irreversible affliction that we thought it was," he says. "Some of us could live to 150. And Penn State University calls this discovery perfect for people who are overweight because they can continue to eat and just waste the energy and be thin instead of storing the food and being fat. Dr. Wang, professor at the prestigious Guangzhou University, found that the method I'm showing you right now increases health and lengthens life. Dr. Wang says that this discovery even preserves your DNA, which can stop cancer in its tracks. So in this presentation, for the first time ever, I'm blowing the lid off, a way for you to restore your metabolism that is so momentous that every major drug company is spending billions of dollars in a race to take advantage of this discovery. This discovery that lets any man gain the metabolism of a teenager and do it in days, totally safely, without costly drugs of any kind, without gym exercise, and without crazy diets. This discovery literally rolls back the clock on your body, making your body at age 40 the same as it was at age 20 or even younger. And you can restore your youthful metabolism right now. I'll show you exactly how in a moment. And by the way, I don't sell pills, I don't sell potions, I don't sell powders. This has nothing to do with any of that. Drug companies are spending billions on expensive new drugs. They're exerting huge pressure to take this video down, so watch it right now. Don't expect it to be up next time you visit this URL because it may have disappeared by then, by the time you come back. Okay, as I said, my name's Matt Cook. I'm a health researcher with almost 40,000 subscribers to my daily subscription newsletter. I've helped over 21,262 men cure major health problems, and I've even been interviewed by ABC News. Look, I'm no different than you. Quick background. I've been married almost 30 years to the same amazing woman. I have 2 great kids and a dog, and I believe in the golden rule. The only difference between you and me is, as my core job, I spend hours and hours every day reading medical and health studies, interviewing doctors and researchers, and connecting the dots. Frankly, if you had the time that I have, you could do all the research I do. But you probably have a busy life as it is, and you don't have the time or inclination to read the over 4,227 medical studies that I read just over the past year. And what I found out is you can restore your metabolism to what it was when you were a teenager and have immense sexual, physical, physical and cognitive powers. And since I restored my metabolism, my life has utterly changed. It's only fair I tell you what restoring my metabolism has done to my life. The immediate effect has been a skyrocketing of my sex drive and my sexual performance. It's nothing to do with me. I'm nothing special. It's due to restoring my metabolism. So as a result, my wife is now more receptive to my advances, as restoring my metabolism has given me the ability to last 30 minutes or an hour in Congress with her, finally satisfying her thanks to this discovery. When I used to come, I'd roll over and I'd go to sleep and I'd feel tired and spent. But now, rather than going soft immediately after coming, I remain hard, to me and my wife's complete surprise. And I'm ready to continue with intercourse. I'm not trying anything particularly special. It's that this discovery has rolled back the clock on my youth hormones, including testosterone. So I now wake up with strong morning erections, and all day I experience semi-erections at any sexual thoughts, which hasn't happened since I was a teenager. How about my energy levels? I used to feel really tired and drained after lunch. I'd be kind of useless after about 1 p.m. and I'd have to take a nap. Now, however, I no longer feel like napping in the afternoon like an old man. My energy remains the same all day throughout the night until I fall asleep. And my sleep quality? Well, I used to sleep 7 or 8 hours and wake up feeling tired and groggy, but now I sleep 5 or 6 hours uninterrupted. And I wake up fully refreshed. I open my eyes alert and happy to take on the day, even if I miss out on my morning coffee. So just as a result of my needing less sleep, I've gained a delightful extra 2 or 3 hours of quality time to spend reading, watching TV, or focusing on my hobbies. So now you have an idea of how my life has completely changed as a result of restoring my metabolism. It's important to understand how it works and how I stumbled on this discovery. I want to emphasize, once again, I didn't actually discover anything. This is all laid out in technical jargon, scientific journals. The major drug companies are spending billions of dollars on restoring metabolism through patented drugs that they're feverishly working to develop. For example, Rutgers University Medical School professor Victor Shenkan says of this discovery, it is an effective burning away of extra calories, which is the best solution of obesity and type 2 diabetes. Dr. Shenkan says this discovery fights cancer too, which I'll tell you about in a moment. And the prestigious British Medical Journal states that this discovery works because it raises metabolic rates 30% to 70%, and people with high metabolic rates burn off more food into heat. Professor Patrick Sullivan of the University of Kentucky Medical School expects that this discovery will significantly alter metabolism. And these studies demonstrate more than an astonishing way to burn fat while eating as much as you want, including steak, ice cream, and pizza. As you can see, medical school professors and researchers are more excited about this discovery than they are about any other health breakthrough. And that's why I personally am using the discovery of restoring metabolism to live healthier, longer, and have a better sex life. And you can too. You can reclaim sexual powers you haven't had since you were a young man. And you can throw away your pills with your doctor's consent, because when you go to the doctor, he's going to tell you, I don't know what you've been doing, but keep doing it. Stop taking the pills. You don't need them anymore. To get there, I want you to go with me on a very quick trip down memory lane. I'll use my own youth as an example. As a kid, I could drink soft drinks, I could eat macaroni and cheese, ice cream, unlimited pizza, and I'd never gain a single ounce. I actually was thin as a rail as a kid, even though I never watched what I ate, I never counted calories, or even gave it a single thought. When I reached puberty, my sex drive kicked in extremely powerfully. This is very embarrassing to admit, but I would masturbate sometimes 5 or more times in a day. I remember my record at age 15 was 16 times in a single day. I just could not get enough to satisfy my enormous sex drive. Then I entered my mid-20s and everything began to change. I found it harder and harder to lose fat. And I worked out in the gym, but I found it was much harder to build muscle also. And my erections, oh my gosh, but they were becoming weaker. My sex drive had already plummeted, and I lost that feeling of motivation and sexually fueled energy I'd always counted on. Still, even then, if I wanted to lose weight, I could still skip meals, eat less, and eventually I would lose weight. But in a few more years, losing weight became impossible. Now, no matter how little I ate, it seemed I'd gain weight around my belly. Now it's obvious what had happened. My metabolism had slowed down. What I learned is that each time I dieted or went on a low-carb regimen, I was actually slowing my metabolism down even further. I now know that the more you diet, the slower your metabolism. And as your metabolism slows down, it becomes even more and more difficult to lose weight. This chart shows how your metabolism slows down as you get older. It shows how metabolism, called BMR, or basal metabolic rate, falls as we age. And here's how a slower metabolism affects our sex performance. As a man, your body stops pouring resources into reproduction. So your sex drive falls, your performance falls, erections become soft, and they stop lasting nearly as long. Sex becomes less and less pleasurable, and it is all due to a falling metabolism. That's what was happening to me. I didn't know about this metabolic problem at the time. So I had lab tests. This time the test came back and my doctor told me, you should go on cholesterol medication. He said all his patients my age are going through the same thing. Go to a swimming pool or the beach. Look around you. All the guys have pot bellies. They're all suffering the same problem as you are, my doctor told me. It's just what happens as you get older. So I started taking more and more medications as time went by, but something felt very wrong. Here was my concern. I'd start taking a cholesterol drug. Soon I'd need another drug. I saw so many men who were taking drugs for GERD, drugs for high blood pressure, drugs for erectile dysfunction, drugs for heart disease, drugs for lowering cholesterol, drugs for stroke, you name it. A man may be on 10 or 12 different medications at this point, and he's not even that old. The doctors call this polypharmacy. It's supposed to be a good thing to prescribe all these pills. The problem is, first of all, these drugs all have very serious and dangerous side effects. The drugs are never tested more than a year or two before they're released on the market, so the men taking the drugs are the guinea pigs. And oftentimes, after 10 or 15 years, the drug companies suddenly discover that the drug is killing men. They take the drug off the market, but you've already been taking it for 10 or 15 years. And this happens with more drugs than you can imagine. It's already happening with many common drugs that men are taking for high blood pressure, diabetes, and cholesterol. The last step before being banned are the so-called black box warnings. Drugs like Actos, Avandia, Abilify, Janumet, Victoza, just to name a few, are now identified as having very serious, even life-threatening side effects and are on the way out. Secondly, all these drugs actually can make diseases worse. For example, the most common blood pressure medication also causes erectile dysfunction and the loss of sexual drive, loss of libido. Men taking these blood pressure medications just don't feel like having sex as much as they used to. And now their penises stop getting erect as easily. And eventually, these men get very serious, perhaps even permanent erectile dysfunction. And men taking the most common diabetes medication, metformin, may experience numbness in their toes and in their fingers. They're told that this numbness is just a complication of their diabetes. But the drug companies already now recognize that metformin can actually cause diabetic neuropathy. They blame the neuropathy on the diabetes, but it's really caused by the drug, by the metformin. Because of all these drugs and what I call a medical rat hole, many men by this time will find that they've had prostate surgery, so they no longer have a prostate, or their prostate is all torn up by radiation or radioactive seeds or tiny knives or lasers that have torn apart their prostate. These men may already have had stents installed in their arteries. They may have to keep coming back because the stents attract blood clots, requiring still more medications, replacement stents. The medical rat hole will lead to cartilage disintegrating throughout their body. The only reason so many men need hip replacements now is because all those nasty drugs they're taking that raise the stress hormone, cortisol. And all that cortisol breaks down their tissue, breaks down their cartilage. They can't renew their cells. And now they need a hip replacement, or they need a new knee, or they need shoulder surgery. High cortisol also has another side effect. It results in low testosterone in a man's body. That causes poor erections, low libido, and difficulty even having sex. This is the medical rat hole, and this is where men are disappearing more and more into the medical rat hole, never to come out. So now the man finds he cannot have sex anymore, and his doctor tells him, if he asks, that's just normal, you're getting older. So the man writes sex off completely. But the man in question is still relatively young, thanks to the greedy drug companies and the brainwashed doctors. Even diabetes medication alone is a $30 billion a year industry in the United States. They have so much incentive to just get you taking more and more and more drugs. If you add up all the so-called treatments, all the surgeries, all the drugs, the medical rat hole, you get hundreds of billions of dollars for greedy drug companies. And much worse, you get the tragedy that's unfolding right now as more and more men are disappearing down the medical rat hole, seldom to ever come out. Sex is gone. Now, what does that leave? A life without sex? It leaves playing with the grandkids, hopefully. But I saw guys who needed walkers, guys who couldn't bend down, guys debilitated with diabetes, experiencing heart palpitations. Not much good even with their grandchildren. I thought, I don't want to end up like that. And these limitations happen sooner than most men think. I was still in my 30s or 40s when I saw this happen. And then I was soon on 5 different medications. I could see the end game was I'd end up on a dozen dangerous drugs with a horrible life, in and out of doctor's offices, fat, unhealthy, and not even capable of a decent erection. And so that's when I rearranged my work and I became a full-time medical researcher in order to figure out how to avoid ending up like so many of these men over the hill at a relatively young age. Here's where I made a discovery by connecting the dots, poring over thousands of medical studies. Thousands of studies bear out that if you can restore your metabolic rate, you can roll back the clock, delay aging, enhance your sexual powers, and become virtually disease-free, just as you probably were when you were young. So I set about figuring out how I could restore my metabolic rate, and this is when, after months and months of research, I stumbled on an out-of-print book by a renegade physician. Years ago, there was a little-known doctor in Colorado named Dr. Barnes. You probably have not heard of Dr. Barnes because he was an ordinary private practice physician. He didn't work in a medical school or university setting. Dr. Barnes did a study that's never been done before or since. So first, Dr. Barnes restored the metabolism of over 3,000 patients. Now, at that time, another group of 3,000 people who were not his patients were enrolled in a large-scale medical study. So Dr. Barnes could compare the health of his 3,000 patients with restored metabolism to the health of 3,000 similar patients who were in the study but who had not restored their metabolism. So in the long-term studies without restored metabolism, those patients were dying off like flies. They were dying of heart disease, they were dying of pneumonia, they were dying of cancer. The men had erectile dysfunction, the women had low libidos, all sorts of problems in their ovaries and uterus. But Dr. Barnes restored the metabolism of his 3,000 patients, and instead of hundreds having heart disease, as he would have predicted, only 5 had heart disease. And over decades, there was virtually no cancer, no pneumonia, just about perfect health with these 3,000 people with restored metabolism. And remember, the only difference between the people in the large-scale medical study, people who were aging normally, and Dr. Barnes' patients, the only difference was that Dr. Barnes restored his patients' metabolism with simple, inexpensive, over-the-counter supplements. Dr. Barnes didn't do surgery on his patients. Dr. Barnes didn't prescribe expensive and dangerous drugs for his patients. Dr. Barnes didn't do anything to them. He only gave them a simple over-the-counter remedy, a remedy that restored their metabolism and fixed virtually all of their health problems. So, with this amazing outcome for 3,000 patients, you would think Dr. Barnes became very famous. You would think he would win the Nobel Prize. You would think that he would be acclaimed and well-known today, but he is not. Because, of course, Big Pharma cannot tolerate someone like Dr. Barnes. The whole object of medicine today is to sell drugs, sell surgeries, sell medical procedures. It's the medical rat hole. I was already falling down into the medical rat hole myself by the time I read of Dr. Barnes' work. By now I was on 5 dangerous drugs. I didn't think I'd ever reach the age of 50. I was so sick I was at the doctor's almost every week and in the emergency room. When I finally figured out how to restore my metabolism within 2 weeks, I had eliminated all my medications. Now look, I can't tell you to throw your medications away. I'm not a doctor. I don't know you. That would be wrong. In fact, it was the wrong thing for me to do, but I did it anyway. And since then, I have been on no medications whatsoever. All I'm doing is restoring my metabolism. I found that my erections are much better, I feel much stronger in bed, and I feel more into other people, more connected, more alpha without even trying. And I know it sounds crazy that restoring your metabolism would fix all your health problems and your medical problems and set back the clock, but it's true. Years ago, when this method of restoring your metabolism was first discovered, 100,000 people started taking a simple substance called DNP that restores metabolism. Stanford University said of DNP, the increased metabolic activity burns extra fat and carbohydrate and thereby reduces body weight. People using DNP lost an average of 30 pounds. They felt better, they slept less, they experienced dramatic sexual improvements. DNP proved you could burn fat, lose weight, feel better, and roll back the clock simply by raising your metabolism. But then, the big pharma cartel squashed DNP and made it illegal to prescribe. And I don't use it myself because I found far better ways to restore my metabolism. I discovered research that was buried deep in the medical library showing how simple ingredients found around the kitchen and bathroom can restore your metabolism using safe ingredients that are proven over 150 years. You don't need DNP or any drug to do it. Pretty soon, my kitchen table looked like a chemistry lab. I was purchasing bags of cheap supplements from Amazon.com and using our kitchen blender for making shakes and smoothies with powders and things from the kitchen and the bathroom, all of which were safe and proven over 150 years. I came up with a simple shake that I call the metabolic shake, and drinking this metabolic shake restored my metabolism. I also came up with a simple way to verify my metabolism has been restored thanks to the discovery by Dr. Barnes. Although, to be honest with you, I could easily tell from the powerful erections I was now getting that my metabolism was that of a teenager. And in fact, my lab test showed my testosterone was at 950, which is pretty high for a man of my age. This is a normal effect of restoring your metabolism. Over time, I came to perfect a particular metabolic shake that reliably restores metabolism and keeps it at a higher level all the time and does it safely and cheaply. In fact, just 30 cents worth of common ingredients, most of which are now found in your bathroom and kitchen, can restore your metabolism safely. Through the day, you'll be warmer, your metabolism will be higher, and you'll be alert. You won't crash after lunch. At night, your sexual function will be restored. Your hormonal mix will be improving all the time, and you'll stop being sick. You'll lose flab. Soon you won't need your medications. You'll be able to go to your doctor and have your doctor take you off those medications because you no longer need them. My metabolic shake is very easy to make. It takes me 5 minutes in the morning. All the ingredients have a long established record of safety over 150 years. You don't need a prescription to get any of the ingredients. In fact, most of the ingredients you've already been taking, just not in the same way and in the same quantities as my metabolic shake. The ingredients in the metabolic shake cause a simple shift in your cells that restores their metabolism to 20 years younger. Each ingredient in the metabolic shake is safe and natural. The metabolic shake makes your cells burn more of your food instead of storing your food as fat. And with a newly restored metabolism, you start to gain lean muscle, your heart gets stronger, your sex hormones surge as your testosterone skyrockets. Before using my metabolic shake, many men have been suffering high estrogen and high prolactin levels. And high estrogen and high prolactin levels is, I believe, a leading cause of ED. A specific safe ingredient in my metabolic shake lowers estrogen and prolactin, so you no longer suffer weak, short-lasting erections. And now you can have an orgasm and be ready to go again like you could when you were 20. Study after study verifies my discovery that my metabolic shake burns fat, builds sexual power, restores health, and leads to a longer, healthier life. The same as calorie restriction, but without actually having to eat less. As these Brazilian professors noted, chemicals similar to my metabolic shake ingredients promoted the beneficial effects of caloric restriction, body weight, serum glucose, triglyceride levels, more importantly, significantly increased lifespan. The difference between my metabolic shake and what these Brazilian professors use to lengthen life and increase health is that my metabolic shake uses common ingredients found in your kitchen and bathroom, proven safe over the last 150 years. But does it work? The simple chart shows how one super safe ingredient in my metabolic shake raises cell metabolism by 300%. So if restoring your metabolism is so good, and if it lengthens life, and if it causes you to burn fat effortlessly, and if it results in amazing sexual stamina, then why haven't you heard about it by now? The drug companies are working feverishly to create expensive medications that restore metabolism. Meanwhile, my simple metabolic shake ingredients cost less than 30 cents. The drug companies will never make any money selling that, and they know that. So they're trying to find very expensive drugs that the insurance companies will pay for and eventually try to get everyone to spend hundreds of dollars a month on. Even if they do come out with such a drug, which they will, chances are it'll be expensive, have loads of side effects, while my simple metabolic shake contains ingredients proven over 150 years with no side effects at all. You'll find the ingredients in your kitchen, and a few of them you want to buy on Amazon.com or at your local health food store. I buy some of them by the bag, and a bag may cost $15 and last a year. Like I said, it's very inexpensive. I'm no longer taking a nap every day. I'm no longer suffering poor sexual performance. I'm no longer having bad lab tests, high cholesterol, high estrogen in my body. My testosterone is through the roof, and my prolactin and estrogen that kills erections is way down, all thanks to the metabolic shake. Professor Clay Semenkovich of the Washington University School of Medicine recently conducted a series of pioneering experiments to explore how restoring metabolism, like my metabolic shake, lengthens life. The muscles burn more calories, he reported, but more than this. Dr. Semenkovich found that animals given it delayed death and diseases, including atherosclerosis, diabetes, hypertension, and even cancer. And he found something extraordinary about exercise. Restoring metabolism this way may be a substitute for exercise. And that's what I've found in my life. Just being active, walking around, having fun. My muscles are starting to bulk up and I'm losing fat, and it's all thanks to the metabolic shake. I want you to know that the metabolic shake probably won't make you live longer than the theoretical limit to humans' lifespan. Some human beings have lived 120 years old. One or two may be longer than that. I don't expect personally to live past 120, but I do expect to be healthy and happy when I'm well over 100. Because for every animal that it's ever been tried on, including man, restoring metabolism has worked to lengthen life, make you lean, bring back your sexual powers, and build fitness and motivation. It sounds crazy, but the drug companies are doing studies on humans to try to create expensive drugs. Thanks to a metabolic shake, you don't need them. You can have it all today with 30 cents worth of safe, common ingredients, some of which are found in your kitchen and bathroom right now. One of the benefits of what I do is to help so many men recover their sexual function, lose flab, regain their health. These men write me all the time at matt@getrapidhelp.com, and I hope you'll write me too. For example, I am Hussam from Saudi Arabia. I've been following you for a long time. I read your amazing emails every day, and I've subscribed to 4 of your courses. The truth is, I have subscribed to many courses through the internet, but none of them compare to your great courses. The last course solved my ED problem, so thank you so much for that. Thank you so much again for improving my life. Hussam, I am so happy for you, and your ED is gone now, and it is such a privilege to be able to work with someone like yourself. Antonia writes, thanks to Ton, my master. It's a true pleasure and an honor to be part of this family. My health is getting better every day since I started to follow your advice. Big hug and God bless. Antonio. Man, Antonio, I'm just thrilled for you. Thank you so much for telling me about your success. I am so happy for you. Thank you very much for sharing that with me. And John just wrote in, hi Matt, I woke up this morning with the hardest member I've had for many years. John. Hey, John, man, I'm thrilled for you. Morning wood becomes harder, longer lasting erections, 60-minute sex whenever you want, just around the corner. Way to go, John. And Tom writes, my weight was stuck at 258 to 260 for the longest time. Last week I noticed some decrease. This morning my weight was 249 and a half. Blood pressure is down to a half a pill for both valsartan and diltiazem with my doctor's approval. Starting to get medium morning wood, and my sugar is easier to control on less Lantus. These programs work. Can't wait to get my test results in January. And this is the easiest way to solve my health problems that I've ever tried, and I've tried many. Thanks again, Matt. Tom, bro, you're on your way, man. Soon your doctor's going to take you off your medications completely. Great job so far. Now, because you chose to listen carefully, you're probably starting to want to roll back the clock, restore your metabolism, start burning fat like a madman, build muscles without a single push-up, get the great sexual results that I've been getting. You want the benefits of my metabolic shake, and I put the entire recipe and the entire system into a program that I call Ageless Body. Ageless Body is totally different than anything you've ever seen, and maybe you're starting to imagine how you'll use it in your own life. Maybe you're wondering, how can I get access to Ageless Body so I can start my metabolic shake and restore my metabolism to what it was when I was very young? How much is it going to cost? Is it guaranteed to work for me? And I'll answer these questions right now, but before I do, I have a question for you. What would you pay to wake up with the strongest, most rigid, vein-busting boners imaginable every single morning of your life and have them for as long as an hour or more? What's it worth to know that you can watch your belly slimming down, your muscles pop out of your arms and legs, and maybe even glimpse a fully developed six-pack without a single exercise and without cutting a single calorie? And what's it worth to have younger guys staring at you at awe at work, wondering, how the heck did you remember this fact? How'd you learn this so fast? How the heck do you keep all this straight? To improve your thinking and memory beyond what it was when you were very young. What's it worth to be admired and respected by other guys and to walk into a room full of guys, maybe young 20-something guys at work, knowing you have a better sex life than any of them because you have strong, long-lasting erections and you have the mature experience to know how to pleasure a woman better than any young guy? What's it worth for your wife or girlfriend of a long time to go on this journey with you to become younger and more sexually interested as she uses the same Ageless Body program and the same metabolic shake so both of you can gain more and more happy years together without actually seeing each other's bodies just falling apart? To have the same wonderful woman with you now and with you in 30 years with an amazing, supple, younger body. And I know men who have spent tens of thousands of dollars visiting high-priced clinics where they spend endless weeks getting injections, doing hard physical exercise in an attempt to win even a small percentage of the benefits that you'll be enjoying with Ageless Body. But you need to be quick and claim your spot now because it's open to the next 74 guys, and to get your hands on the system, you're not going to pay even $500 that it costs to have to go to some clinic and get some pills or injections. You won't need any of that anyway. You won't pay the $200 it costs to go to work out at a nice gym, spending hours on a treadmill, hoping better cardio will help your erections and speed up your metabolism. In reality, exercise does not increase metabolism, so it won't really help you age slower or restore your sex hormones. You won't even pay the $100 it costs to buy dinner for two when after dinner you're expected to have intercourse. But your dick isn't up to the job because your sex hormone levels are so low. I know I've been there, and I don't ever intend on being there again. It's a horrible place. When you claim your spot on our elite little brotherhood, you'll get instant access to the entire Ageless Body program, a $597 program for just the low price you see below. And that's a trial, so you can get the full Ageless Body for 60 days. Try it out. And you don't pay a dime unless you're entirely, thoroughly transformed in your life. You're feeling decades younger. You're feeling more virile. And over the next month, That's going to break down to less than $3.13 per day, about the same cost as a cup of decent coffee. And because you're part of the elite little brotherhood here, I'm going to include some special bonus programs that you won't find anywhere else. These are not some throwaway bonuses. These are full programs, full courses that I've put together lovingly with endless hours of research and experimentation. Almost all these programs sell for more than the cost of the entire Ageless Body program by itself right now. First of all, you'll get to ask questions and get help anytime via email. And you can get any and all questions answered in individualized help as you transform your life to have the body you had years ago, the sexual energy you had as a teenager, and the fat-burning metabolism of a child. And you can get this email help, which is worth thousands of dollars anytime. And as long as you want to stay, you can access the rich vault of information on sex, love, and metabolism-raising tricks for listening and enjoying and learning from. You will always be listening to these rich gems as you take the girl in your life for the ride of her life. Never go a day without a new idea that you can put to use tonight. I think a man's sex drive and his sexual energy is at the core of his being. So each of these bonus programs you're going to get are all around sexual techniques that you're going to find incredibly helpful now that you have this newfound youthful sexual ability. For example, how about the fact that your being the ultimate dominant boss in the bedroom is both a woman's biggest turn on, even if she won't admit it, her soaking, dripping pussy and inflamed pussy lips give her away, and your biggest turn on. Nothing makes a man get hard and stay hard like being the ultimate boss in the bedroom and having his way with his moaning, orgasmic lover. You'll get that in my course, The Dominant Secret to Being Her Best Lover Ever, a value of $97 and yours free. Imagine waking up today with a massive boner rolling over and entering her sweet, wet tunnel of love. And not just this morning, but every morning. Forget having sex once a week or only on the weekend. How about 30-minute sex every day? Here's how to introduce and maintain that in your life for the rest of your life. My program, Sex Everyday Formula, a $97 value, yours free. Now, men with inhibited wives are getting them to become almost total sluts with them, following this step-by-step system. Your wife or girlfriend will learn to love oral, anal, you name it. A game changer in bed for the man who is adventurous and wants his wife to follow him in his adventures. This is my frisky and free How to Get Your Wife to Do Literally Anything in Bed program, a value of $97, yours free. Because half of us are below average, as told by a man with a 3.15-inch penis who possessed over 1,100 women in his lifetime. No other man will ever compare to you. She will want you and only you inside her, and you will never again be at a loss when it comes to taking a girl home because your confidence will now be so strong. She will be moaning in ecstasy under you. This is my famous small penis, big in bed program, a value of $97, yours free. There's so much more to getting a girl off with just your fingers than rubbing her mount or her clit. This course goes step by step, introducing extremely advanced techniques that will get her off again and again, including special sections to help you if you're at a movie or out in public, or have her all to yourself in the bedroom. Fully explained, fully detailed, very graphic, but not pornographic. So it's okay for most men who are avoiding triggers. This is my Touch Her and Make Her Come Fingering Magic program, a value of $97, yours free. It turns out that the porn stars do not give head properly. Their oral is for the camera, not for real pleasure between two people who love each other. So we had to go out and find lesbian lovers who had many girlfriends and get these lovely lesbo ladies to tell and show us exactly what to do stroke by stroke and lick by lick. And most of this material is entirely new and no man has ever seen it or used it, but you will be using it every night to her sheer delight. Nothing turns on a woman so much as a man who loves her orally with these techniques. This is my give her massive multiple orgasms and enjoy going down in her program. A $97 value, yours free. Nipples and breasts are the gateway to a woman's pleasure centers, but men just don't do much with breasts except kiss them and twirl on the nipples. This stroke-by-stroke guide wakes up a woman's most inner erotic pleasure and can get her to experience one shuddering orgasm after another without ever touching her pussy. This is my Deliver Shuddering Orgasms with Only Her Nipples program, a value of $67, yours free. Sometimes you're with a girl and you want her to have a sexual explosion, but it's out in public, the movies or in a club, whatever. And now, here at last, is the method that will get almost any girl to have literally an earth-shaking but discreet orgasm, even though she's fully clothed. It's something she and you will want to repeat. And for single guys, it can be the ticket to a ride to her place or to yours. This is my Make Her Come With Her Clothes On program, a value of $47, yours free. A revolutionary new system that turns on any girl, and I mean any girl, to 200% of her sexual frenzy arousal. Lets you discover her innermost fantasies and get her hotter for you than ever before because you just feed her her own dirty thoughts back to her. Watch the ground shudder, the bed shake, as she is a wild animal you've never experienced before. This is my Dirty Talk Ultimate Guide, a value of $97, yours free. These powerful bonuses, these amazing programs, have a combined value of $1,146, and this does not include your ability to get email help from me, Matt, the value of which is priceless. With Ageless Body, that brings your total value of $1,146. So this is a total of $1,146 worth of killer tips, life-transforming information covering everything you need to burn fat 24/7, eat whatever you want, build muscle without work, and continually enjoy greater and greater and greater sexual energy every night. Yet today only, if you act right now, it's all yours for just what you see below. Again, we're currently granting entry to 74 guys at the moment who recognize the real deal when they see it. And if this video is still playing, it means there's at least one spot left. We may continue it or we may not. The reason for this special offer is I want to gather some more killer testimonies, and my publisher, Calworth Glenford, plans to charge hundreds of dollars for this material. So for this reason, after the last spot is taken, my publisher intends for this page to be coming down indefinitely. So if restoring your metabolism to youthful levels, if burning away flab and gaining huge muscles, if gaining a powerful sexual drive, energy, performance is valuable to you, click the button below, claim your spot now. You can feel good knowing your decision to get Ageless Body is fully guaranteed. Here's what I mean. I believe so strongly in the power of Ageless Body, and I know it is so different than anything you've ever seen. I personally guarantee you'll have the hottest, most intense erotic sex life. You'll be losing flab, gaining muscle, living a life in a more and more youthful body. And I'll give you a full 60 days to prove it to yourself that my program works. And if by some weird coincidence it's not happening for you, you get every penny back, no questions asked. And you can keep anything and everything you downloaded as my thank you for trying it out. So if your life isn't changing for the better, I don't want your money. Oh, and you're getting VIP entry to the private members area right through this website, so you'll have access in a couple minutes from now, depending on how fast you can enter your information on the next page. There's no waiting for the mailman or indiscreet boxes showing up at your door, just instant access to life-changing tools right here from the privacy of your own home. So right now, you have a decision to make, and it's possible that without even realizing this could be literally the most important decision you'll ever make in your entire life. This is a decision that will affect your sex life, your social life, and how happy and healthy you are for the rest of your life. It's a decision that will affect your health and how long you live, probably more than anything else, because my material transforms your sex life and your health at the same time. Here's what it boils down to. You can go on from here alone. You can keep doing what you've been doing. Logically, you're going to keep getting the same results you've always gotten. Or you can click the big button below. You can get access to Ageless Body right now, which is pretty much like having a mature man's brain in a teenage boy's body with a whole world full of women who want you. I like to keep a close eye on our members so I can personally make sure each and every man is successful. And that's another big reason we're only for sure letting the next 74 guys into the Elite Brotherhood at this time. Now, obviously, I can't make the decision for you, but I don't think it's a coincidence that you found this page. So go ahead, give Ageless Body a free test drive. You risk nothing. I personally guarantee you'll be burning away flab, sleeping better, enjoying long-lasting, rock-hard, and gorgeous erections whenever the moment calls for it. That you'll wake up in the morning with massive boners. That you'll make sweet love for 30 minutes or an hour each time, and that you'll be able to watch as your girlfriend or partner transforms into a younger version of herself as well. And if for some reason that doesn't happen within 60 days, you can call me or click on a single link in the private members area. You can email me at matt@getrapidhelp.com, and you'll get all your money back. No questions asked. And hey, I'm not crazy, okay? I wouldn't make this promise if I wasn't extremely confident this is going to work for you. So when you push the button below, you get access to the material. You can feel good because you know you're making a safe investment. Either your life transforms right in front of your eyes or you get your money back, period. My publisher is Calworth Glenford. We've been in business since 1996. If you check their Better Business Bureau rankings, you'll find we have zero complaints. Zero complaints against us. We always keep our word. We have just shy of 40,000 subscribers. Hopefully, you'll look back at this moment. You'll see it as a turning point in your life. The day you decided to stop settling, stop aging, stop giving up and giving in. Take control of your future. I promise you, after you watch Ageless Body videos and read the short cheat sheets and make and use your own metabolic shake, after all that, you'll automatically, with no effort, gain a newfound sexual confidence you didn't even have when you were a young man. You'll feel long-lasting erections. You'll gain mental clarity and memory. Your body will resculpt itself into a fine specimen of a man who is far younger looking than now, and you'll be enjoying physical stamina levels that you long thought were past you forever. That's a promise. And if you find your new body and mind attracts the girls, makes you younger, then let me know at matt@getrapidhelp.com. I personally answer every email that I get from the Elite Brotherhood, and I personally talk on the phone with guys, so I'm here to make sure you succeed beyond your wildest dreams. That way, it's easy to get in touch and we can share our successes with each other. So, thanks for watching my little presentation here. I really look forward to hearing how Ageless Body totally changed your life the way it has mine. Click on the button below to get started now. Still here? I'm assuming you have questions. I have put together the most common questions right here so I can answer them for you. Question number 1. I totally love Matt's Ageless Body program. I've been using the metabolic shake and the other tips, and I'm getting amazing erections when I wake up. I'm only about a quarter way through the videos. What else should I be doing? Okay, the answer is this. You have to watch the rest of the videos. They're not like hours long. I think all told they're 4 hours, but you can watch in bite-sized pieces or listen on your phone if you want. Then after watching, you just can't sit on your butt. You've got great results already, but can you imagine how it can be when your metabolism is decades younger and you become a total sex magnet? When I started this, I wanted to not need a nap anymore in the day. I wanted to sleep less and feel more rested. I wanted to be smarter, to work faster and better, to weigh less and have more muscle. And I wanted to really feel horny again. I wanted my dick to work. I wanted to have that confident feeling that I could bang anyone anytime and get respect by beating out other guys at work. And I got that. I got all that. So it worked for me. It worked for a lot of guys. So now just finish the videos, my man. Question 2. A buddy sent me a link to this page and said it's been awesome for him. I don't want to ask him for any details because it feels kind of weird. So tell me this, how fast can I get access to your Ageless Body program? Today, everything's instant this, instant that. We're no longer here at the publishing company where, like it's the old days where we'd put tapes together and package them and mail them. So now we do this in a different way. We don't ship anything. You watch the videos on your iPhone or your Android phone or your tablet or your PC, and you can download the bonuses and audios right after you click on the button and put in your information. You get to watch the videos forever, anytime. So when you want a refresher or when you want to move to the next level, they're always there just a click away. Nothing to lose, nothing to get jammed up in the stupid DVD machine. That's all there is to it. It's so much better than the old days when you had to wait, when you had that big dorky old videos that you had to put in the machine and rewind when you're done and all that. Remember those days? You can watch anywhere, anytime. You'll get these in just a minute or two from now when you click the button below and enter your information. You're just a minute or two away. Question 3. I like the content. It's very unique. I've never seen anything like it. I've got a diabetes issue, and I've had ED for many years. Now I'm starting to notice that my penis is stirring down there. How long will it take to get actual results? A lot of our guys who go through my Ageless Body program are taking medication for something or other, and as you go through the videos, you begin applying specific recipes for diabetics and for guys with ED. Lots of guys report their blood pressure falls. They start getting hard-ons all the time, and they go to their doctor to reduce and eventually eliminate the pills they've been taking. They even get thinner and bulk up muscle without setting foot in the gym. You're already seeing great results. Stick with it now. Question 4. I'm 53, divorced, and in good health. I only take one pill for high blood pressure. And I work out pretty regularly. I have a girlfriend, but she's really not that into sex. My secret desire is to have 2 girlfriends who love sex. Do you think that I can get to the point where that will work? Or is it just too late for me? Hey, you're going to begin more and more feeling like Superman. You can have 2 girls if you want. Just continue the metabolic shake and the various recipes in the program that are there to help you make your manhood something young guys would envy you for. You may find, as I do, that 30-minute or 60-minute erections are totally normal now, and that you could go for as long as you want, and therefore you could service 2 girls with ease. Question 5. I'm all in. I'm burning to get this, though before I order, I need to know for sure that my personal information is safe with you. How do I know I can trust you, and what will show up on my bill? I totally don't want a dime of your money if you aren't working the complete Ageless Body system and aren't totally delighted. So I have this full money-back guarantee, and it's always 100% my word of honor with you and never violated ever. Not even once. So yeah, you can trust my guarantee totally and completely. I've worked hard with my publisher to have this amazing support team, always there to help you. You can email us at matt@getrapidhelp.com. You'll get fast help with any issues you may have, including a refund. We also man the phones, so you can talk to a live person who will gladly help you out. The phones are manned with a US-based team whose only job is to make sure you're completely satisfied. And here's the thing, my publisher is taking all the risk here. If you were not a nice person, you could just order, you could download, watch everything, and then get your money back. And I'm going to give it all back to you, even if you were screwing my publisher, because that's the agreement. I hope you're not that kind of person. I don't think you are. But my publisher is taking all the risk. That makes this a no-brainer, don't you think? Question number 6. First of all, I totally love this. My temperatures are higher, my erections are more engorged. I'm totally loving everything about the new me. I've got a buddy who I think should try it out, though he complains that he's a slow learner and has a bad memory. What should I tell him to get him on board? Tell your buddy everything in Ageless Body will get him going, and all he has to do is watch one of the videos to see a major transformation. He can work through them at his own pace, and he gets instant access, just like you did, to all the material in Ageless Body. Question 7. I have a buddy who is quite obese. He is always complaining he lacks confidence. He has no hope for the future. Will this work for him? If your buddy is someone who buys a ton of books and never reads them, he shouldn't bother. He will have to watch the videos and make some basic changes for things to click into place. So yeah, my secret Ageless Body method may help him more than anything else to restore his hormone balance and get his health back where he wants it to be. That way, he'll lose weight. And the program can work for any weight, any age. Everybody starts at a different place. The results are going to be different, but I found it's amazing for every man. Question 8. I bought this program a few days ago, and now my friend wants it as he's already noticing girls looking at me when we're out drinking. He wants to know if his credit card and personal information is safe. When you enter your credit card information, it's taken into a multi-million-dollar server system that the big banks use. It's the same type of system that Amazon uses, and it isn't me filling your order, it's my publisher, Coworth Glenford. Coworth Glenford uses 256-bit encryption. Your card is much safer than it is if you plunk it down at a restaurant or department store because no employee ever looks at the card number. Coworth Glenford has been in business since 1996. They're family-owned. They're not some fly-by-night. They've had tens of thousands of customers and never, not once, has anything ever been messed up with their security. They have their full reputation on the line, and they're not here to take advantage of people or rip them off or end up in the newspapers. Everything is spelled out in plain language. There are no fine print charges or anything grayed out to trick you. I hate that, and I never allow it. I hope your question was answered. Honestly, at this point, you could either sit on the sidelines and miss all the opportunities out there to restore your metabolism, gain youth, lose flab, gain muscle, get your sexual powers that you may have had as a teenager back, or even better. And you can take this opportunity to change everything with Ageless Body. Trying it out is a wise thing because with my triple guarantee, you have zero risk. But if you don't try it out, how will you ever get your youth and sexual powers that you thought were lost forever? My Ageless Body system works. It's been tested and proven. I use it. Thousands of guys use it. You only run a risk of things staying the same if you don't try it out right now yourself, right? So hit the button, put your card information in, and start instantly watching the first video right now. Don't run the risk of staying with your life as it is right now with crappy erections or no erections and lower confidence with women and an aging body and a mind that every day keeps losing more and more brain cells. Don't run the risk of having a terrible sex life when you could be banging these wonderful, cute, loving, hot girls left and right, or putting it into your wife the way she's craving from you, her man. The guarantee speaks for itself. The only thing left for you is to try things out. Ageless Body is honest, it's out there, it's upfront. You'll gain the sexual powers and the youthful performance and youthful body you used to have or maybe never had. You'll become the winner you're meant to be. You'll feel it in a way you haven't for a long time, maybe ever. And I don't know about you, but I'm planning on having sex every day or every other day for an hour or more when I'm into my 90s, when I'm over 100, well beyond. Maybe dropping dead while my ticket is up, but that would be a great way to go. I'm just so excited to get up every day and be with my gorgeous wife and have the metabolism and the youthful sexual vigor that I've regained thanks to Ageless Body. I'm never going to stop as long as I can breathe, and neither will you. The money my publisher is asking here is peanuts, not even the price of a good dinner. All you have to do now to get started on your new life is click the button now and get into this elite brotherhood on a 60-day trial. Thank you so much for listening and being part of this. I really appreciate it. You have a wonderful day. Look forward to working together, and God bless.